It's the NFL on EA Sports, and if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs, next on Madden Football.
From a building that can get louder than almost any in the National Football League, this is GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium. Hi there, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. You picked a fun one to tune into. I'm Kate Scott, joined by former NFL quarterback Brock Huard. And we've got two quarterbacks here, Brock, who are known for playing a very exciting brand of football. Not just throwing the rock, but taking it themselves, too.
Yep, these are two of the guys who really epitomize the direction that this position's going in the modern NFL.
Yep.
Pocket passers, they'll have their place. They always will. But a lot of teams look to somebody like this as a default. A great passer, but someone who can also mix in plenty of rushing yards and keep that defense honest.
Set to go is the kicker, Harrison Butker. And we're underway from Kansas City. Fielded at the 7. Finds some space. He's past the 30. And a good return here as he gets it out past the 35. So here come the Eagles for their opening drive. They're led out by an incredible score through the air and on the ground. He was picked 53rd back in 2020. It's Jalen Hurts.
Kate, it's not often that we talk about quarterbacks having a nose for the end zone in football. It's usually reserved for the running backs. But Jalen Hurts has changed that conversation. He has so much power, so much strength. You get him into the short yardage situations around the goal line, he finds a way to get in. But it's not just there. He's got a deep ball that's the envy of many. He's elevated his teammates around him. And he's got a skill set that I know a lot of quarterbacks would sure love to have.
And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. They run it with Saquon Barkley. Past midfield to the 45. And he's down to the 42-yard line. He picks up 15 on the play. And that's good for an Eagles first down.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
First down, and they go right back to him. Breaks the tackle, green grass ahead. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with first and goal.
This dude was just not going to be stopped. Not by the first defender. Heck, not even by the second one who was able to bring him down. No, it took a few shots before this crew could finally get this beast down.
His drive has been excellent. A few shots now. It's starting with 6 as they come up on it. First and goal. Working inside the red zone. And he has it in the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles take a 6-0 lead right away. Dallas Goedert the touchdown. So a touchdown on the board for him, Brock, as they start this game off a perfect 1-for-1 offensively.
Yeah, I'm going to call that scripting for success right there. Can't do it much better than that. And listen, when you script these first plays, you don't always know who the targets are going to be. It's really then relying upon what the defense is trying to take away. But they couldn't take away that big old tight end.
Now Jake Elliott on to attempt the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Eagles will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Return coming from the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So here are the Chiefs out on offense for their first drive. Leading them out, someone who Brock, I think, needs less introduction than anyone in the NFL today. It's Patrick Mahomes.
All of us as sports fans, we know those players in the other sports that when we just think of the greatest to ever do it, a skill set that's different than everybody else, immediately a player pops in your mind. And while we have seen GOATs like Tom Brady and Super Bowl winners many times over like Bradshaw, Montana, and Aikman, there's just not many that have ever done it with the flair, the style, and the skill set of Patrick Mahomes.
Now it's the first carry for Isaiah Pacheco. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after it looks like a yard gain. That's Nolan Smith there for the stop. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9. They've got a man in motion. Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. Avoid some trouble there. Ooh, can't avoid that one, and they take him down. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now, well, now we let the chess match begin. The adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
Gotta figure out this 3rd down here. Here's Mahomes now. The screen pass falls incomplete.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
The Chiefs looking to punt on 4th down, so on comes Matt Araiza to handle it. And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. 58 yards on the punt there. And the Eagles will take possession. Markers reset, ball at the 37. First and 10, here's Hurts. That's caught by A.J. Brown. And he's out of bounds after getting this to the opposing 45. They'll get 18 yards there. And that's a Philadelphia first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only one? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Empty backfield now. The running back motions out left. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he's going to get it out past the 40 before he goes out.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
From the 39. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. Now following that completion, we see a man shaken up. Officials calling for a pause as he gets looked at. They've got first down from the 31. Hurts throwing again. That's caught. It's Saquon Barkley. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line.
Translatable skills. That's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates it now as a receiver in the open field.
2nd and 3 now. Shotgun snap for Hurts. Goddard makes the catch. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's good for an Eagles first down.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. This set it down, starts with an option right. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
It's easy for me to say up here in the friendly confines of the booth cave, but that was not the right read. And you hate seeing him absorb yet another hit at the end of the play. You never want him taking unnecessary shots throughout this game.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And he rips off good yardage, but it will not move the chains. We'll pause now for an injured player, and it looks like he's worse for wear after handling that last carry. Third down, 1 yard to go. Hurts now from the gun. And he's got it. Had to lay out for it, but touchdown. The Eagles take a 13-0 lead. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
Elliott on now to attempt the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Eagles drive out to an early 14-0 lead. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. That's going to be taken in at the 8. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. The Chiefs sending their offense out for the 2nd time this game. They didn't start the game off like they wanted, Brock. Still searching for that opening 1st down as they take the field a 2nd time. First and 10 now from the 30. The drive begins with a run by Pacheco. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. From the gun, it's Mahomes. He'll get it to Rashee Rice, complete. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the 1st.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Operating from the gun, here's Mahomes. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And he goes out a little short of the 40. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
Mahomes on 1st and 10. That one finds Xavier Worthy. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. They get 13 on the pickup. And the Chiefs are going to have a first down.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
First down throw, Mahomes. Hauled in by Worthy, right side. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It's a 26-yard pickup there, and that gives them 1st and goal.
The analytics will tell you a handful of these kind of plays per game, and your odds per drive of scoring go way up.
From the red zone now. And they will score. Touchdown, Kansas City. The Chiefs reach pay dirt for the first time this game. No hesitation on that throw. He got the guy he wanted right away, and he got it to him for the touchdown.
You know, it's great, Kate, to draw up plays that have all sorts of different options, but it's even better when you don't have to get to your second read. His first broke open just like they planned, and that's 6 in the end.
Now Harrison Butker for the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Chiefs chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. So they tag him for roughing the kicker. And now this kickoff's going to come from the 50. Let's see if they loft in and try to stick him deep. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. The Eagles about set to go on offense. They have played lights out on offense. Scored their first 2 times out, Brock. A chance to go 3 for 3 and grow that lead here. First and 10 now from the 30. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. That's George Karlaftis who got there for the stop. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Here's another carry for Barkley. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A gain of about 3, so a third of what they needed. 3rd and 6 coming up.
When you don't have great success on first down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune 3rd down situation.
On 3rd down, it's Hurts. He has the first over the middle. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Out of the option, he's going to keep it going right. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. That's George Karlaftis who got there for the stop. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
It may not show up as much on the old stat sheet, just a short little QB run, but what that does, Kate, is so important. Keeps that defense honest, and in particular, those defensive linemen, those cleats in the ground, they're not just coming after you in the pocket. Now they've got to think about you as a runner as well.
And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. It's a gain of 6, and they only need half of that now on 3rd and 3.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
They're gonna... Oh, he lost the football! Oh, and they pick it up. Time to push for that marker. And the defense was ready. They got him at the line. No gain there, and that'll bring up 4th and a few. Ooh, so close to a big play defensively there, Brock, but now these guys got to stay out there. They were unable to bring in the fumble. They just forced.
They do. Got to bring a little bit of juice, but kind of like a boxer when they get a guy cut, they know. Man, if I get that first cut, I can make them bleed. And you get that ball out the first time, I guarantee you, I promise you, those guys are thinking they'll get it the next.
On 4th down, Hurts. They connect for the first. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. That's a gain of 10, and staring at a turnover on downs, Brock, they pick up the first instead.
I love those moments of truth. We get to see exactly how they handle it when all the pressure of the drive's right on them. Turns out, handled it pretty darn well, and now they'll keep pushing on.
First down, a run with Barkley. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4. We will not get another play in here. That's going to do it for quarter number 1. It's a 14-7 game. Back to Arrowhead in just a moment. Ready now for our second quarter. The Eagles have the football. They're advancing it well as they face 2nd down. Option play, they give it to Barkley. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line. That one gains 7. And that's a Philadelphia first down.
I think with that call, they were trying to set him up with a short 3rd down run, but he said, nope, not on my watch. I'll just go get it all right here. Now, playbook's wide open for 1st and 10.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. First down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
They go to Barkley again. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Call it 4 yards, and they're set up with a manageable 3rd and 2.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
Barkley gets it on 3rd down. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
That's one of those plays, Kate, as an offense, it just sticks with you a little bit. It bothers you that you just can't convert on a very manageable down and distance. And on the other side, it sure gives you some confidence defensively to get off the field.
So on 4th down, on comes the Eagles kicker, Jake Elliott, for the try. From the left hash, about 31 yards out. The kick by Hopkins is good. And that'll push it to double digits in a 2-possession game.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Has this at the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Chiefs are out once again. Their offense led by Patrick Mahomes. That score made it 17-7, but they can cut it back to a one-score game here. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll begin with a quick completion to the right side. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
A jolt to start that drive. They're up near the 45-yard line. 1st and 10, it's Mahomes. Pacheco hauls it in. And this one doesn't go far.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. When one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
2nd and 8. He's got his man. That's Travis Kelce. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him, only to drop your hips, cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
All right, I'll set up now. 1st and 10. Again, Mahomes to throw. He's got him. That's Pacheco. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve. Some call it automatic. But it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
2nd and 3 now. Putting the tight end in motion. Throwing again, Mahomes. And that one looked like an interception for a second. Instead, it's incomplete. Defender couldn't hang on to it. 3rd down coming up.
Oh, that was such an opportunity lost. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points on the series. And instead, well, he just couldn't quite hang on.
Back to the air, Mahomes. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Cooper to Jean in to pick it up. And the Eagles are finally tackled after a big return. They're going to have the football beyond their own 30 following the turnover. Well, how quickly things can change. They were looking so good just a couple of plays ago, and suddenly, not anymore. A red zone look comes up empty with that interception.
I think the pressure got to him there, Kate. And I don't even mean all those pass rushers, although they were certainly coming too. I mean the pressure of being 3rd down in the red zone. That's where you got to slow yourself down as a quarterback and know you've got to simply protect the football.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Barkley on the shotgun handoff. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
Taken in by Smith. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
1st and 10. Ball set up at the 48. short side option here. He's running left. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Brought to a halt by Brian Cook. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
I can promise you, that's not what it looked like on the practice field, nor on the whiteboard. Typically, QB run is going to net you a whole lot more yardage than that. But let's give some credit. Strong effort by that defensive front who contained a play that typically goes for a whole lot more.
He'll get this one to Brown. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43.
Okay, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes, just like that.
They're going to try to pick it up with an option left. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
It's just a nice little tester for the defense to gauge how well it can account for the quarterback when he decides to run it.
Only need the length of the football. It's 4th and inches. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Oh, that would have been a big hitter. Just couldn't get possession inbounds.
Yeah, I don't care that they didn't get it. Still the right call in that situation. It's a little too long for a field goal, and a punt really nets you very few yards. The decision-making was sound. It was the execution that let them down.
All right, the Chiefs in good field position here as they start out 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Zach Bond with the tackle. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. Finds his man, it's Worthy. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. And it'll be 1st down, Kansas City.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine, because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Hits him on the in route. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. The 3rd and short in your back pocket. You can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Handoff on 2nd and short. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
3rd and a lone yard coming up. They'll run it. Here's Pacheco. He's got the 1st and more inside the 25. And they're going to bring him down just as we've come up to the 2-minute warning. A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Catch made over the middle. And they get this down to the 7-yard line. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Now it's Mahomes. Has it in close. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Now it's 2nd and goal from the 1. Pacheco goes up and over for the touchdown. The Chiefs make it a one-score game before halftime. It's an Isaiah Pacheco touchdown. Butker to try the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Chiefs cut it to a field goal game. Volley set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. Here's a return from the 7. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Eagles and Saquon Barkley ready to take over once again. And get that big old marker out. Cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. From the pistol, Hurts. This finds Smith. Now he's past the 25. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down. They'll say hello to the red zone after that big play, huh? As they get set for 1st and 10. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Stopped on the play by big Chris Jones.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of reaction time you want when you face a draw play. They broke on it shortly after the draw started, and they contained it to a minimal gain.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Hurts now from the gun. Complete out to the right side. And he goes out approaching that 10-yard line.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Shotgun snap for Hurts. Complete beyond the marker. It's a Philadelphia touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Elliott on now to attempt the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Eagles make it a 10-point ball game.
Chiefs 14.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Returning it from the 4. Finds some space. He's past the 30. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. The Chiefs getting out there on offense one last time in this opening half. They'll have to be quick about anything they want to do here. We're just moments away from halftime. They've got first down here, but just 18 seconds to work with. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Finds his man, Rice. And he gets him around 6 there. Zach Vaughn with the tackle. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 37. That's worthy of running the slant. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. Timeout taken by Kansas City. It's 2nd. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Operating from the gun, here's Mahomes. Hauled in by Rice. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. The Chiefs bring on Harrison Butker for the field goal. This a 48-yard look for him. Up and good from Blankenship. And that'll bring it back to within a score. The lead's 7.
A dependable kicker, man. That is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Here comes the final play of our first half. Throwing it just before halftime. He puts some air under this one, deep right. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete. So as we reach halftime, we see the visiting Eagles taking a lead into the break. Now we'll get you down to our Orlando studios for the EA Sports Halftime Report with Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. We'll let you and Brock catch your breaths as we welcome the rest of you to our EA Sports.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our third quarter. Well, if you love high-scoring games, no doubt you have been glued to your television so far. And no signs of slowing down as we begin our second half. Now bottling up as he gets the return to the 30. The Chiefs are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And last drive, he reached one of those numbers that everyone looks at as a benchmark after the season ends, Brock. Quite the year that he's put together finding the end zone. First and 10 now from the 30. A counter give here to Pacheco. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Second and 12 behind the sticks. That's caught by Hollywood Brown. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It's a 33-yard gain and a fresh set of downs.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Down inside the 40 now with a first down following that last play. They'll give this up the middle to Pacheco. And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
Got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
Second down now, 7 to go. From the 36. Completes this one to Rice. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Keely Ringo making the play. Third and just 2 to go. Here's Mahomes now. He has the first over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
To the line we go. They're set, first and 10. They send the tight end in motion. On first and 10, here's Mahomes. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Kansas City. The Chiefs cutting to the lead coming out of halftime. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the fourth quarter that could go either way.
Butker to try the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Chiefs bring it back to even. Butker on now to kick this one away. He fields it from the 8. Some good work on that return. Brock gets this up to the 33. The Eagles and quarterback Jalen Hurts ready to go once more on offense. And as we're reminded of some of the highlights of this game, his touchdowns ranking quite high among them. We're going to see 3 of them here, and if you're scoring like that, Brock, it normally means you've had a pretty darn good game. Ball at the 33 for first down. A play fake, now Hurts to throw. Cut out left. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Something he does so well. Nick Bolton making the stop.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
They'll go from the gun with Barkley. And he's brought down after a nice run and some extra effort. That's good for 7 yards. And that's good for an Eagles first down.
Hey, look, Kate, you can't just ask one tackler to go mano-a-mano and stop this guy. You got to have the cavalry coming. One guy makes a hit, the others are there to clean up and pile on, because one-on-one, he's going to run right through you.
On first down, Hurts getting out to his left. He's running with it. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches. Barkley trying this up the gut. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No third down required now.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. That's complete, here's Brown. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Drew Tranquil brings him to the ground.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 39. Cut at the 10-yard line. And he gets in. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles grab the lead on their first series of the half. A.J. Brown, the touchdown. Well, this has definitely been a tight one throughout, Brock. So now that they've taken the lead, the question becomes, can they hold on to it?
And that question right there is one the defense has to answer. But this sure had the look of a drive where a coaching staff challenged that offense, saying, hey, we need a big drive from you guys right here. And sure enough, that offense delivers.
Yeah, no doubt. Elliott on now to attempt the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Eagles break that tie and now lead by 7.
Chiefs 24.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Chiefs headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. On target to Worthy. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
One of the tight ends motioning left. Here's 2nd and 2. Kelsey makes the catch. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. That's a pickup of 9. And the Chiefs are going to have a first down.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Throwing from the gun. Along the sideline, Brown brings it in. And he's out of bounds after reaching the 40. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down.
That's a pro's pro right there. That is one heck of an experienced catch. He made sure to secure the ball, but he also knew exactly where the sideline was to get both feet down.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Off the play fake, it's Mahomes. He puts some power on a deep one left. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done, incomplete.
You know, I don't fault that look at all, Kate, downfield. It was just an excellent defensive play to deny him the ball and knock it away. That is good on good.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Again, Mahomes to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's out of bounds, just short of the 30.
I know I can sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
3rd down, 1 yard to go. Pacheco gets it from the gun. He's got the first with room to go inside the 20. And he's going to get it down to the 18-yard line. Give him 13 on that play. And it'll be first down, Kansas City.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
Mahomes on 1st and 10. Hauled in by Worthy. And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line. That's a gain of 13, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Oh, they got it. Intercepted along the goal line. And the Eagles, they're stopped just outside of their own end zone after the interception. There are costly interceptions, Brock, and then there are interceptions inside the red zone in the second half of a one-score game.
And if there is ever a time where ball security is paramount, it is right now.
Yeah.
They made a great play. Don't get me wrong. They deserve a ton of credit right there. But as a quarterback, you cannot risk a turnover. It's touchdown, it's check down, it's throw the ball away. You're literally throwing points away with that pick.
They're out and set, 1st and 10. Here's a give up the middle now to their fullback. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
As an offense in these situations, Kate, you could feel your own goal line, and you're not going to risk putting the ball in the air. So that means you're going to run it, and you're going to buy whatever breathing room you can.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. A tight end in motion now. On the play fake, it's Hurts. Bails out of the pocket quick. Oh, look at this, here he goes. And he gets it forward to steal about a yard out of that. Stopped on the play by Big Chris Jones.
That's just a case where you're trying to make something when there really is nothing there. There just wasn't an opening for him to work with, and he was lucky to get what he could.
Looking at a tough spot to punt it away if this third down is unsuccessful. Straight ahead, here's Barkley. Breaks the tackle, still going. And he's brought down after a tremendous effort just to get a couple of yards. 2 yards on that run. That's going to bring up 4th and 6.
This close to your own goal line, they really don't want to risk a sack. That means, well, one option, run it and buy whatever breathing room you can.
Now on 4th down, on comes Braden Mann to boot this away for the Birds. From his end zone, he gets the kick away. Takes this in the area of midfield. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The home team's ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Play action, Mahomes. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Tough one to retain through that hit. So 2nd down coming up.
As a defense, you got to see the pass. You got to time up your hit, and you got to jar that ball loose. Not a lot of offensive players are hanging on to that one through a well-placed hit.
Operating from the gun, here's Mahomes. Finds his man, it's Worthy. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the 1st.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. This one finds Kelsey. And he takes this one down to the 10 before hitting that sideline.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. They bring their tight end left. Back to the air, Mahomes. He's got it. And that's a Kansas City touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Butker to try the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Chiefs tie this game up. Butker on now to kick this one away. That's going to be taken in at the 8. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So through 3. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Hurts now from the gun. Short pass brought in. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. From the pistol, Hurts. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
Oh, look at this. Quick touch pass to the receiver. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
On these 1st and 10 calls, defenses are always keyed in that a run might be coming their way. And as soon as the QB turned to give the ball, the entire defense came crashing in to bury them for a loss.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Shotgun snap for Hurts. He's got Smith. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They strike for 23 yards. And that's good for an Eagles 1st down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. Hurts throwing again. He's throwing deep to the left side. And he's there to send that one away. Incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. And it sets up 2nd down.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going. And you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
Second down. Hurts throwing again. Looking the sideline. That's Goddard. And he's out of bounds down at the 5-yard line. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route.
Well, I think we can all see this one, partner. Some considerable frustration beneath Coach Reed's mustache, and he throws the flag. Well, we're going to see how much of a sideline maven he is, Brock. This one very close, whether he got the feet down or not.
And I'm so impressed by all these mavens because you've got to make that transition from college.
Well, that didn't break out how they thought it would, and they're going to lose the first of their 3 timeouts for their trouble. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. He's on the move. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop.
Just not much to do right there, whether he wanted to run it or throw it. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win for this defense.
Ball at the 2 here for 2nd and goal. Hurts setting up to throw. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Philadelphia! The Eagles take a 4th quarter lead. The impact this guy has had on this game, Brock, has been massive. They'd be on the comeback trail right now if it wasn't for his 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, and that second one far bigger than his first when you just look at the game circumstances. Puts them in front here in the second half and puts a little jet fuel in the engines of their defense.
Elliott on now to attempt the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Eagles break that tie and now lead by 7. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Returning it from the 4. coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The offense being led back out by its quarterback as they get geared up for their next possession. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. That pass is complete to Kelsey. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
New set of downs for him at the 38. First down throw, Mahomes. Throw left side, complete. And he goes out close to that 45-yard line.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Pressure coming from Mahomes. Kelsey makes the catch. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. They gain 14 on the play. And the Chiefs are going to have a first down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Another throw for Mahomes. Hauled in by Rice. And he'll go out of bounds close to the 35-yard line.
Kate, if you and I took a whirlwind tour and watched young quarterbacks, the hardest route to complete is this one. A lot of them could throw go routes and slants and drags and in cuts, but throwing that out route takes some time, takes some precision, and a whole bunch of trust between QB and receiver.
A 2nd down run by Pacheco. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
3rd and a lone yard coming up. Backfield is empty as they motion him outright. That's going to fall incomplete. Either way, he was breaking it up. Couldn't hang on to the pick, so hits the ground, brings up 4th down.
You feeling lucky? Well, do you? Well, he should, because the quarterback got away with one right there. That was an easy pick dropped by the defense.
3rd down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on 4th. Mahomes to throw for it. To the sideline and brought in by Worthy. And he takes it across the 30 before heading out. That's a clutch 7-yard pickup, and it pays off the call to go for it on 4th down.
Oh, I love 4th downs. It just brings out the very best, and you get to see how you handle the most pressure, and it turns out, well, they handled it pretty darn well, and now they'll keep pushing.
Mahomes on 1st and 10. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down. Again, Mahomes to throw. And that one's behind him. That's incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Third down, it's Mahomes. And that is caught. It's a Kansas City touchdown. The Chiefs now trail by just a point in the fourth. Travis Kelce, the touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. When you reach the status that he has around the league, Brock, well, we all at this point expect him to be making plays like this when he's targeted down near the end zone.
Yeah, I think the best thing I can say about this dude is he makes it look easy a lot of the time. And this game, trust me, is never easy. It speaks to how well he plays this position.
The kick is good, so this game now hinging on every possession as we're tied up in the fourth. Butker on now to kick this one away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Eagles back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And those legs must be tired, but he ain't stopping, Brock. Not with the type of game that he's been having for himself on the ground. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
Second and 3. Finds him over the middle. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he's stopped. It's a pickup of 9 yards. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down.
Well, they got him down before he could do any more damage in terms of yards. And that's no easy job, mind you, tackling a big tight end. But the main damage had already been done. He kept this drive going by getting beyond the line of game.
And off headed right, Barkley. Trying to find some positive yardage. He's across the 45. And he's all the way down to the 36. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the 1st down.
Kate, that's the type of run that shines the light well on him as a runner, of course, but you got to give a lot of credit to everybody else. Those skill guys, when you have an outside run.
1st down, ball at the 36. From the gun, Johnson. Has a lane inside the 25. And he has this all the way down to the 14-yard line. They get 22 on that one. And that's good for an Eagles 1st down.
I'll tell you what, Kay, one of the things I'm most proud of coming out of broadcast are my O-line buddies that will hit me up during the game and say thank you. Thank you for finally showing some love and giving some light to what those big boys are doing up front. I got to play with some of the best to do it. I got to see it up close and personal. Because of it, I'll never forget it. And they just showed up on that run.
Now here he goes. And he's brought down after a short game.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock. You know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that. And it's a good thing he woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep him moving forward.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Here's Saquon. And he only gets this one down to the 9. Give him about 3 yards, and now they're going to have 3rd and 5 to figure out. They'll motion him out of the backfield. Looking to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain. That sets up 1st and goal. That takes us to the 2-minute warning here in KC. Eagles in range for a game-winning score. They're all set up for the game winner. Let's see how they approach it, starting with this first and goal. Barkley is in. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles have taken the lead late. Saquon Barkley, the touchdown. So how about the determination there? This game has been as hard fought as you will see. But they grab hold of the lead here with a late touchdown that may just win them the ball game.
You could almost feel them saying, Kate, we don't want overtime. Let's go out and get it done now. They accomplished their goal, but you do have to ask the question, do they leave too much time on the clock? Stay tuned.
That one splits the uprights. And the Eagles break that tie and now lead by 7. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Returning it from the 4. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. This offense and their quarterback making their way back out there, ready to take over once again. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Here he is to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Just stay on schedule. Just stay on schedule, right? SOS. Bad thing on a ship. Good thing on a football field. Even a little completion keeps this offense on schedule.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Setting up to pass. That's complete. Here's Brown. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. That one gains 7. And it'll be 1st down, Kansas City.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
Chiefs in the hurry up, trying to get everyone to the line. He'll look to throw it. This one finds Kelsey. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. Timeout taken by Kansas City. It's 2nd. Still one more in their pocket to use. To the line for a new set of downs. Only a lone timeout at their disposal. Back to throw. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
Sometimes you're looking to push the ball down the field. As I've said before, the crumbs lead to a cookie. And you never go broke taking a profit, and those big tight ends will often find you those easy check down yards.
Finds his man Rice. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. The Chiefs will use their 3rd and final timeout. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. Time not on their side here as they get set for 1st down. No timeouts remaining either. Throwing again, Mahomes. Trying to push it deep downfield. And no one had a shot at that. It's out of the back of the end zone, incomplete.
Well, QB put it pretty close to the sideline to begin with, and the defender, look at him, just put his little hand right out there. It just encouraged it to fall out of bounds.
couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Back to the air, Mahomes. And this won't be caught. Clock is going to stop. We've got 14 seconds to go. Almost a completion of the wrong team there. So they're left facing third and long.
That was it. That was their chance to escape this series. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points, and that was their ticket off the field. Unfortunately, he just couldn't quite hang on.
Now to throw. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means fourth down coming up.
So many coaches love third downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know, got to execute and convert on these third downs.
Here he goes. Got to have this on fourth down. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. And that one's going to be knocked away, and that's going to force a change in possession. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Sometimes a quarterback gets so focused on coverage down the field, you lose sight of those linemen right in front of you. On that occasion, he throws it right to the D lineman. Easy to get the paw up and swat away a potential first down.
With the win in hands, they'll take the knee, let this clock run out.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So the Eagles will fly out of here with a road win. And finally, Brock, they can exhale and take a few breaths, because I don't imagine any of them were breathing easy during that one with how close this game was.
Them or us? We're both.
All of us.
Yeah,
all of the above.
It is so hard, Kate, to match the adrenaline surge they feel right now, and that they felt at every major turn throughout the second half. There's just something about a close game, the intensity that's there in every moment that you love to experience as a player, and that you hope in all these moments you can execute so you're the one celebrating and riding that wave of emotion.